Hey, Jana. I'm going to be reading through your essay here on the Hunger Games and giving you some comments and suggestions, as well as putting down some points on this little rubric type sheet. All right. So first thing, all three components are present and in the right order. You've got a final copy, you've got a rough draft, and you've got an organizer, and then something else. Looks like another just copy. Okay, so I'm going to take off this last page because I don't think you need it. Okay, but still I can give you full credit for that part about having all the components in. And submitted on time. Friday was the 3rd, and that was the first day due. You got full credit on that. Yay. Title is interesting, intriguing, clever, and appropriate. How do I look? That's a really good title. I like that. Introduction has a good hook, clear thesis, and an overview. All right. The capital can be compared to modern times U.S. I would leave this out. Or expand it. So modern times in the United States in many ways. Looks mean everything, and without... Okay, so I'll keep it. I don't want to delete your point. The capital compared to modern times in the United States in many ways. Looks mean everything, and without good looks, you're nothing. It's kind of an opinion, so so you might not want to be so severe here. You might want to say look means a great deal and determine a lot about how other people consider someone. Okay, so you might want to reword this to include a little less of a strong opinion. In the districts, looks mean very different things. From what? Different things from other districts, different things from the capital. In the capital, everyone is as perfect as a Barbie doll, and in the Hunger Games, the only thing that tributes mind is staying alive. Okay, I think I understand your point, but you got to clear this up because it's kind of confusing for me. You're saying so maybe you could say in Panem, looks mean very different things to different people. Period. In the capital, everyone is as perfect as a Barbie doll. Alright, so then you need to put something about here, something about in the districts. So you're going to have three parts to this. In Panem, looks mean very different things to different people. Boom. In the capital, everyone's as perfect as Barbie doll, and everything is dependent upon looks, and they go through all this effort to make themselves look perfect. Period. In the districts, looks are less important. It's all about survival, since they're mostly poor people and merchants. And in the Hunger Games, the only thing on a tribute's mind is staying alive. Okay? So you have to rework this to have kind of those three factors built in there. Okay? In the district, Katniss tells how it is compliment to look old or fat. Old because it means you survived. I don't think you have to say that part here. Katniss tells how it is a compliment to look old or fat. Old because it means you survived and brought glory to the world, because most people die young. I don't know about this part about brought glory to the world. I would omit that. I would just say old because if you do make it to a certain age, it means you've survived, because most people die young. And if you're plump, it causes people to envy you because you're well fed and not scraping food off like the rest of us. Good quote. Good quote. Good placement for a quote. Alright. Well, I got to do some points here. I haven't done that part yet. So this introduction here, I think you needed to rework to make it stronger. Okay, I know what you're after. I know what you wanted to say, but I think it needed to be expanded and reworded, as I pointed out when I read it to you. The first paragraph is kind of skimpy. I think you could have expanded on that a little bit more too. Good points that what would be considered not necessarily complementary traits now, fat or old, are considered that way in the districts because it means you survived a long time and that you're well fed. Okay, but you need to expand on that a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to do, I think I'll do a 4 on that. So like I said, these are kind of subjective. What I'm looking for in each of the paragraphs is that they have a clear purpose, that there's evidence from the book, you got that in the first paragraph, and that they support your thesis. Okay? Good writing style, grammar correction, and so show sincere thought and effort. So, a little more expansion of this one. This was a bit too short. Okay? In the capital, on the other hand, it says how, I don't have to say it says, you can just say, in the capital, on the other hand, people feel it is a sin to look old or fat. I don't know if it's a sin. I think that's the wrong word. It's detrimental to their social stature, you could say. They have surgery, dye their hair, and waxing, which is just like modern-day America. The capital is a glorious, big, and advanced place. When you take a shower, millions of soap options come up. When you dry your hair, you put your hand in a machine that goes to your head and untangles parts, blah, blah, blah. This is all good evidence. So this is good evidence from the book. On the capital, all the tributes get waxed, accessorized, and... Wait a minute, this is what you just said here. Oh, okay. While in the capital, all the tributes get waxed, accessorized, and glimmered endlessly. Okay, why? I mean, I know the answer, but I think you should have expanded on it there. And this is a good conclusion to your paragraph. All right, they get all primmied up. The stylist and all that do all the big jobs so that the tributes become more appealing, and it doesn't point out the fact that they're necessarily poor people who suffer, and they make them all look like, you know, all, like you said, waxed and accessorized. Okay, but I think you could have mentioned that there. It's a pretty strong paragraph other than that. Okay, and number 3. When the Hunger Games start, tributes kill or get killed. It's not just the start, but the whole time. The last possible thing on their minds would be, how do I look? I think that would be a capital. The only time Katniss is aware of how wild she looks is at the end of the Hunger Games. Katniss describes herself as wild eyes, hollow cheeks, and my hair in a tangled knot, rabid, feral, and mad. Okay, well that was true. Okay, but say more about that. Okay, all in all, one's looks depends on who they are. I'm rewording this as we go. On who they are. Just as in real life. In certain areas and families, looks mean strange things. But to all of us, it means something different. Okay. I think you just needed a little bit more depth in this. Okay. Whole essay thing. Okay, it's just a little cursory. It's just a little brush over of a very important topic. I mean, I think it's fantastic, the topic you chose. I just think it needed a little more of your great insightful brain to give it credence. So let's see, as far as points go, I think I'm going to go with a 4 on this paragraph again because it was just a little bit short. It's a good quote though. But, you know, why does she just describe herself? How does her looks serve her well, actually, in a lot of instances? Okay, and I don't think your conclusion was as strong as it could have been either. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 less than perfect is a 22 out of 30. Okay, talk to you later.